So we discussed about email properties, inbound email properties and outbound email properties in the last class. So regarding notifications, we need to concentrate on outbound email properties. So we already discussed that. So next is notifications. So generally, how do you configure notifications? Notifications generally contain recipients, subject, and then body. Recipients means the users who are supposed to receive the email. Subject line, the short description of the email, and the body, it will have a detailed description about the email. Getting it? So now in ServiceNow, if you want to configure notification, so notification configuration contains three sections. One is when to send, second is who will receive, third is what it will contain. Getting it? So these are the three sections generally a notification configuration contains. When to send, who will receive, and what it will contain. When to send is nothing but trigger conditions for sending emails. Okay. Who will receive contains recipient details. Okay. Recipient details. What it will contain contains the email layout. Email layout. So these are the three sections generally a notification configuration contains. Savik, we can check it. So if you want to navigate to email notifications in ServiceNow, you can navigate this way. So system definition, email, and then notifications. System notification, email, and then notifications. Okay, so this is the path that you can follow now. So click on this email notifications. So these are all existing notifications in the system, notification configurations in the system. Open any notification. So this is a notification configuration. Okay. So this is an example which we are discussing. So this is one of the notifications, and here, as I said, so every notification contains three sections: when to send, who will receive, and what it will contain. So here it is: when to send, who will receive, and what it will contain. So these are the three sections in the notification configuration, and this is the name of the notification. Every notification will have some meaningful name. So likewise, this is the name of the notification. Table is nothing but on which table you are trying to trigger the notification. On which table records you are trying to trigger the notification. So every notification will be triggered on some records, table records. So this notification will be triggered on this table records, my test table. 2 to 9 a.m. Okay. And type of notification is email. You also have meeting invitation, but we will not be using it anytime. So type is email. By default, it is selected and it is an active notification. So we'll understand these three sections. Okay. If you understand these three sections, then notification concept would be complete. So when to send, as I said, contains the trigger conditions for sending the emails, right? So when to send generally contains triggers. So under what conditions you want to trigger the notifications, right? So there are two triggers here. So send when is nothing but trigger. So there are two triggers here. There are two triggers, two types of triggers. So one is record inserted or updated. Second is event is fired. So these are the two triggers we can say, right? So send when. So there are two triggers: record inserted or updated, and event is fired. Third one will not be using anytime, so I can ignore it. So there are two types basically, majorly: record inserted or updated, and event is fired. These are the two triggers. Okay, most popular question in the interviews. How many ways you can trigger the notification? One is through record insert or updated, and that is event is fired, right? So this inserted and updated checkboxes are coming up because this option is selected. Okay, inserted and updated options are coming up because this option is selected. You select second option, event is fired, you will not see those two checkboxes. Okay, other field is coming up called event name. Getting it? So based on the selection of the trigger type, you will see the triggers populating here. So what is this record inserted or updated? Okay. So this trigger means that notification should be sent when a record is inserted or updated on the table, right? So this trigger indicates that notification should be sent when record is inserted or updated on the table. That means, so we selected the table, right? On this table, whenever a record is inserted or updated, this notification will trigger. Whenever a email record is inserted or updated on this particular table, this notification will be sent. So that's the meaning of this record inserted or updated. So when you're selecting this option, it means this notification will be sent when a record is created or updated on this particular table. Again, specifically, there are two options here, inserted and updated. So whenever you're checking these, any of these two options, say inserted, here it is checked to true. So that means this notification will trigger when a record is inserted on this table. Inserted means record inserted or updated. In that case, you want to send the notification. When this is checked to true, that means this notification will be sent when a record is inserted, because inserted, and when record is updated on this particular table. Okay. Right. So on this table, if you're creating a record, immediately an email notification will be sent. If you're updating a record on this particular table, immediately a notification will be sent. So that's the meaning of record inserted or updated. Other trigger type is event is fired. So whenever this trigger is selected, a notification is configured with this trigger, then it means that whenever this event is fired, so the selected event is fired, then this notification will be sent. We'll talk about event-based notification separately, but concentrate right now on record inserted or updated. Okay. So whenever this trigger is selected, it means the notification will be sent when a record is inserted or updated on this particular table. Again, depends on this case. So for example, some cases will be just updated. Updated will be checked to true, inserted will be untrue. In that case, in that case, this notification will be sent only when record is updated on this particular table. Is this clear, guys? Trigger conditions. Clear? Any doubts? Manasa, Alivelu, Deepika, Shivshankar.
No, sir. No, sir.
So if you want to add additional conditions to verify and to check when to send this notification, you can add the conditions here. Getting it? So next, that's about the first section. Second, second section, who will receive? Who will receive contains recipient details. Recipient details means to which all users the email should be sent. To which all users the email should be sent. So here you can see users. You can add the users here. You can add the groups. So the users that you mention here in this who will receive, they will receive the notification, and the users mentioned in the groups, they will receive the notification. Users or groups. Users or groups is nothing but if you want to dynamically trigger notifications to the users from the records, users selected on the fields in the records, then you can add the fields directly here. We'll talk about this. Okay, theoretical explanation will not make you understand. We'll check this separately. Next. So that's about the recipients. Send to event creator. So one who created this e-notification, I only created, right? So if I also need to receive notification, so this checkbox has to be set to true. Send to event creator means who created this notification? Myself, right? So if I also need to receive notification, I need to check this to true. Next, what it will contain? So here, this section will contain the email layout. Email layout. So that's nothing but what should be the subject line, the email, what should be the body of the email. So those things will be configured here. So subject line, here it is. So this will be the subject line, a new record and some number pulled dynamically from the current record, and body of the email. So here it is. So this is the body of the email. So you can add the text here directly. So a new record has been created and you can add the details, right? So here you can add the body of the email directly, and you can use these decorators, okay? Text formatters on the body of the email, you can use them. So this is for bold, this is for italic, this is for underline, this is for different font, this is for font style, and this is font size. And if you want to insert any table on this body, you can use this. Next, if you want to uh, write the body in different color with different text, Can use these options here. This is for background color. This is for adding some URL. This is for removing the URL. This is for adding some image. This is for adding some video in the body. This is for checking the code related to this body. Okay. And this is for alignment, left, right, and middle alignment of the text. This is for adding some bullets. This is for adding some numbers, right? So how we add it in the Word document or in the Excel or in the PowerPoint. So you can use these bullets. This is for popping out into full screen. So these are the options using which you can beautify this body. Okay. And variables here. So here, what you can do is you can see the fields here. So whatever the table that we selected here, so the table related fields are showed here. So you can add those fields in the body or subject line to pull out the data dynamically. Okay. So let's get started with configuration and new email notification so that we'll understand it very clearly. So this is the notification configuration. If you want to preview this notification, you can have a button here. Click on preview notification. See here. So this is just a notification preview for this record. Okay. This notification is for the record on this table record MCT. So this is for this record on a table, and this is a subject line, okay, which we have seen in the configuration, and this is the body of the email notification. Right. So this is the output of the configuration, and this is the configuration. Clear? So we'll take some use case. What is our table name? So what is our table name? Anybody? Mm, I think this is the one. I think this is the one, right? So this is our table. Right. So this is our table, and we'll take up some use case, okay, for notifications. Configure an email notification on the table. Which table? So this is our table. So configure an email notification on the table and trigger or whenever a record is created on the table, send an email notification to the users. Reported user, assignment group members. Okay. Subject line should be a new record is created. Okay. Can give the number here. Record number. Say for example, this is the number. Okay. So this should be the subject line. So whichever the record that you're creating, the number should be automatically updated here. Body of the email. Hello team. A new record has been created on the table. Don't give on the table. New record has been created. Below are the details. Right. So first is number. Short description. Description. State. Okay. So this is all example. Okay. Don't consider this is the only text that you will be adding in the notification. So this is just an example text. So the details you should pull it from the record which you are inserting. Okay. Record which you are inserting. State. Say it is. So do we have state here? Status is there. Status. Say open. Great. Thanks, service now. So we need to configure a new notification on this particular table, and the notification should be triggered or sent, okay, when a record is created. So whenever a record is created on the table, send a notification to the users. Which all users? Reported user and assignment group members of the inserted record. So what should be the subject line? So this is the subject line of the email. Body should be this one. Is this clear, everybody?
Yes, sir.
Others clear?
Yes,
Unclear?
sir.
Right.
Yes, sir. Clear.
Right. So on this particular table, we'll verify whether there are any notifications already configured or not. So on this form, context menu, configure, scroll down, notifications. So there are no notifications currently configured on this table. So what you can do, you can create new notification. Click on new. So give some meaningful name for this notification. So we are configuring a new notification. Okay. So notify the users on record creation. Notify the users on record creation. Which table? So test table 9 a.m. right? Test table 9 a.m. Right. So when to send? So first understand what should be the trigger case for this. When are we supposed to trigger the notification? When a record is inserted on the table, right? When a record is created on the table. So here you need to understand which trigger should I use. So I can use this trigger. So send when record inserted or updated, and I can check this to true. So this means only when record is inserted, I want to send the notification. Only when the record is inserted, I want to send the notification. So that's the meaning of inserted here. Getting? So next, go to who will receive. Here, I want to add the users. Which all users? Notification should be sent. Reported user and assignment group members of the inserted record. So here, users and then groups. Here what we can do, we can add users. We can add users, okay, directly. We can add users directly. But I don't want to add users manually, statically. So if you're adding users here in the users and groups, this means only these users will receive notifications always. Always. Example, I'm adding Vasudha. Doing it. So Vasudha will receive notification always when a record is created on this particular table. Okay. So this is just adding static users and then static groups here. You can add static groups here. You can see. So only this Vasudha and A1 engineering team will receive notifications always when a record is created on this particular table. But our case is send an email notification to the users, reported user and assignment group members of the inserted record. Of the inserted record. That means we need to pull out the users dynamically from the record which is inserted. See here, I'm selecting some other user, Mahesh. So Mahesh is the reported user for this record. I'm selecting group as architects. So that means these two users, reported user Mahesh Kumar and assignment group is architects. So these two set of users should be receiving the notification. So we need to configure in that way. So we need to pick up the users dynamically. That's the whole point here. Pick up the users dynamically from the current record. Pick up the users dynamically from the current record. So here we should not add users directly like this for our case. Some notifications they'll ask you to hard code this way, but some requires logical and dynamic pull of the users. Right. So in that case, you can use this. Users or groups in the fields. Users or groups in the fields. You see here, these are the users and the groups present on these fields. Getting it? Reported user, assignment group. So you can add those fields. Add those fields here. So add reported user. assignment group. Right? So now reported user and assignment group will receive the users present in these two fields will receive the notification. Next, what it will contain. What it will contain. So subject line. So this will be the subject line. Copy. So here is the subject line. Copy. So here we are adding the ticket number statically, but it should be dynamic. So a record is created and we want to display the record number. So this should be the number pulled up from the number field. Right. So you can add fields dynamically, you can call fields dynamically in the notification using this way. Dollar open and close flower braces, curly braces, u underscore number. So take the backend name of the field number. So it is u underscore number. So dollar open and close curly brace. Then within that give the field name. So the value present on the field will be added in the email subject. Same concept for the body as well. Right. Can also use this field pickers. Okay, field picker, and using which you can add the fields dynamically. See here. Hello team. A new record. A new record. So what is the record? Take the record number. Right. Number has been created. Below are the details. Okay. Below are the details. Number. Number. Short description. Add it. Description. Add it. See here. Dollar curly braces. Within that field name is coming up. So this way you can add the description. It's not showing the complete. Okay, right. Status, add status. Is this clear? So if you want to make few of the text dynamic, you can use this. Dynamic in the sense like you can decorate it. So for example, I want to add some background color. So add it. I can add it. And if you want to make this field names bold, you can use this. Getting it. Save. Is this clear, everybody? Save. So you can preview this notification. So click on preview. So this is how the email notification will be. So this will be the subject line and this will be the body. So this numbering will change based on the current record. Number will change. So this number is appearing because of this preview record here. Right. So you can test it. So what you can do, you can add the details in this record. Right. Save. So I saved it. I saved it, and now email should be sent to this user and then this group, because I created the record. The email should be triggered as soon as I create the record. So where can I check the emails triggered? So you can check here, go to email logs. So type emails. So on the system logs, emails, you can check it. So these are all the log entries created, okay, related to the emails, right? So here, first entry, just now it is created. So open this. So you can check here. So this is the email triggered. So subject line is this. So which record we created? 1025, right? So this is the one, 1025. So related notification is this. And which all users supposed to receive? Mahesh Kumar, right? So this is Mahesh Kumar and this is the group, assignment group. Correct. Group distribution list. And the body. So this is a notification which got triggered. So this is what we configured, right? And then you can check the body of the email. Click on this preview email. So this is what the body of the email which got triggered. I think status. Did we add any status? No, it is none. So that's why status is showing us empty value. And this is a signature. And every notification will have some watermark at the bottom. So this is called watermark. Some code. Okay. Some code, identification code, will be added at the end of the email notification. So this watermark is used in the inbound actions. So we'll touch base on this in the inbound actions top. So this way you can configure or trigger an email when a record is inserted on a table. Is this clear, guys? So we configured the email notification and which triggers whenever a record is created on the table. And as soon as you create the record, you need to check the logs whether email is triggered or not. So where did we check? In the email logs. So now you can check here. So there is something called type the email log. Send ready. That means it is ready to be sent. Ready to be sent. Here there are different types here. Sent means email is already sent to the users. Okay. Sending failed. Failed means it did not send due to some issue. Received means email is received from outside of ServiceNow to inside of ServiceNow. So few emails you can send emails to ServiceNow, and here again those emails will be logged in the email logs. So but with the type as received. Getting it? So that's the meaning of different types here. Any questions? Anybody? Understood? All right. So next we'll talk about other type, that is, so we created record email notification when a record is inserted. Now we'll talk about update. Okay, we'll talk about update operation. So use case, so whenever a status, whenever status is updated on the records of whenever status is updated on the records of test table 9 a.m. to, then send a notification to the reported users. And assignment group members. Okay, so you see here, whenever status is updated on the records, then send the notification. So that means whenever you're changing the status on the record, say for example from open, you're changing the status to in progress. Okay, and if you're changing status from in progress to any other state, that means you're changing the status and then updating the record. So whenever a record is updated and status is changed on the updated record, then send the notification to the reported user and the assignment group members. So that's the meaning. So subject line will change, subject line status updated on the record. Okay, or you can say status changed to, say updated status, say in progress on the record. So this will be the subject line. Body, body, hello team, status has been updated on the record. So this is an example record. Copy. Below are the details. Number, status, say in progress. Short description. Nice. Okay. So this is what the layout of the email. So when our status is updated, we want to send this type of notification on the leap service. So now configure So configure notifications. So this way you can configure, or else you can also configure from here. So type notifications. So on the system notification, email notifications, click on this. So click on new. Say notification on status update. Right. So select the table, which table that we are working on. So select the table. So this is the table, right? Copy the table name. So this is what, and then send when record is inserted or updated. Select updated, add additional condition here. So whenever a record is updated and there should be a status change, then only this notification should trigger. So add additional condition here. Okay. Why additional condition? Because if you're adding some work nodes or changing some category or changing some contact type on the record, everything is an updation to the record. But specifically, we want to send the notification when status is changed. So for that case, we are adding additional condition here. Status changes. Getting it? Status changes. So users or groups in the fields, add the recipients, assignment group, add it. What it will contain, lock it. What it will contain. So take the body and subject from the layout. So status, say dynamically it should be pulled. So say u underscore status number. So say dollar u underscore number. So next. So this is the body, right? Paste it. So you can use picker. So add pickers here. Say number, right? Number. Remove that display. Just add dynamic value and then dot. Number. Add number. So remove this. Status, right? Status. Add status. Short description. Add. Right. Thanks. Service now. Save. Can preview the notification. So this is what the preview. Getting it. So now try it. So this is what the record, right? Refresh. So status, let's change it to in progress. Then save it. I'm just changing the status, okay? Updating the record. And you can see the emails triggering. So yeah. If I so just now the email log got created. In the email log, I see the email entry got created. And this is a notification which got triggered. And this is ready to be sent. Subject line status change to in progress on the record. So this is the record. Who are the recipients? So the group and then the reported user Mahesh Kumar. Next, preview. So this is what the preview of the email. Hello team, status has been updated, below are the details. So this is the number, status, and then this is short description. This is the watermark. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Any questions, guys? Anybody has any questions?
No, sir.
Right. Thank you. Connect tomorrow.
Thank you, sir.